So, I ran across this article and it came out June 5th, 22. And it was interesting because, now we have a little bit of that hindsight, right? The Monday morning quarterback stuff. So this came in about the month of May, and as it being a huge turning point for the red hot real estate market, which obviously was pretty true. So what the article was about was on new listings and how they rose for the first time since June of 2019, a couple of years, 3 years earlier. 8%. So let's think about that though. 8% of what? We've got to remember that the inventory was historically low. So an 8% uptick is, like a rounding error, really. It's not that much. And there was nowhere to go but up. We had almost nothing out there. So when you talk about 8% of a very small number, you're really looking at a very small number. And then, at this point, they were saying we're seeing more homeowners decide to sell, and that buyers can expect more inventory going forward. So it's optimistic for buyers. Hey, maybe finally some of these buyers are going to get a chance to buy without having to pay $100,000 over list price and waive all their contingencies. But ultimately, what is important to realize is that there's still about half as many homes available for sale as there were pre-pandemic in 2019. So again, we're talking about lower inventories, lower numbers to begin with. So now, one of the things that obviously has happened is interest rates have gone up tremendously. And so the cost of financing a home is 50% higher than it was a year ago, and may even be more at this point, because I think we just went up to 6.75. And that makes your monthly mortgage payments higher. So, a lot of people are thinking, well, that means prices are going to go down because nobody can afford, a 50% higher monthly payment. But, it's funny, things don't always work out the way you think. And so, while we are a long way from price declines, according to this article, price growth is likely to slow, and we are certainly seeing that. And we may even see some softening in prices. It's not going to be huge, though. And why isn't it going to be huge? Well, when they talk about inventory being higher, it's because some homes are sitting longer. I have a listing right now that's sitting. They don't want to reduce the price. It's probably going to end up expiring, and I don't like that because I don't like having expired listings on my record. But, that's just where they are. They're not prepared to accept the reality, and they think they could probably decide to rent it out and make good money on rents, which are still going up like crazy, and they're right. So even though active inventory may be creeping up a little bit, it's because of this lagging set of homes and then a few more coming on. There's actually fewer homes new listings coming on the market now than there have been in the past. So really, when you talk about viable homes, good homes that are out there for sale, priced correctly and all that, our inventory is actually down. Then you look at people that have mortgages. What are they going to do? Most of them have mortgages in that 3% range, give or take. And now they're looking at a 6.75 or a 6.5, or depending on where the credit is and everything. That's a tough pill to swallow. What's your motivation to move? You may or may not be in love with your house, but I guarantee most people are in love with their mortgage at this point in time. So they're not selling, and that is keeping the inventory low, which is keeping prices stable. So supply and demand is a really important factor. And even though we're seeing lots of talk about prices coming down, if there's no inventory, there's always people out there that are ready to buy. And right now, there's not a lot of inventory to get rid of all those buyers and create softening demand so that prices will go down. So one other thing also is sellers today have equity. They have a lot of equity in their homes. So if you're thinking, well, we're getting ready to have a recession and they're trying to raise unemployment up, to 4.5% or whatever their goal is, even then, those people who lose their jobs, they're still going to sell those homes, and with the equity they have, they're going to make good money. So it's just not a dire situation at this point. I can't say it won't ever be, but right now it's not. And I shouldn't have dragged this out so long. But even though I did, give me a like. Show me some love.